Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and a host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you. Let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of the coffin. You try lifting the lid. The enormous weight of the lid prevents you from doing that. You bang on the lid, thinking that maybe if you can unsettle the dirt, someone on top might notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to defeat an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and waste and get rid of something that was given to you by God called life? And if that's not selfish enough, you'll take your life away from the people that love and count on you most. People like your mother, your father, husband, wife, brother, sister, children, grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that waited and waited and waited until it was too late to get help. Instead, be the person that picks up the phone and calls me at 844-405-HELP, or you can text me at 631-599-0218, and together you and I can help you take your life back before your life is gone. Other coaches, like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741 or www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis and I always tell folks like you, it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is that you're here looking for a better today and a brighter tomorrow. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, 516-458-2741. Do not forget, please, to take your slippers off at night before going to bed. But instead of just leaving at the edge of your bed, stick them under your bed, folks. Push those slippers way under your bed. In the morning when you wake up, before you want to step on that cold floor, get on the floor, look under your bed, retrieve your slippers while you're on your knees. Thank God for another beautiful day, like this day right here behind me. Ask God for guidance and direction. Ask God for forgiveness and have mercy upon you. Thank God for your home, your family, your clothing, and your food. I call this email. That's your personal relationship and communication line every single morning with God. K-N-E-E mail. It's equivalent to an email, a phone call, an instant message, a fax. It is your personal communication line each and every morning. And what better way to do it than in the morning when you're retrieving those slippers? Remember, folks, it's not how much you have in life. It's what you do with what you have. Because no matter what, you've never seen a U-Haul truck behind a hearse, so you can't take it with you, nor can I. Utilize your email first thing in the morning when you're retrieving your slippers. Then put on your slippers and walk with God 24/7. Email. Today I want to talk about 7 things that you will gain when you try to not control everything in your life. And this was written by a person, and I read this little article, and I wanted to share it with you. This was written by Mark Chernoff, and he wrote all this. When you try to control too much, you enjoy too little. Sometimes you just need to let go, relax, take a deep breath, and love what is. This morning, he writes, I met up with an old friend, someone whom I care about deeply, but have internally struggled with for years because I've always been worried about her health. I want to help her heal because I feel I'm losing her. I want to teach her the time-tested tools for living a happier, simpler, healthier life that I've helped so many other people with, so she can give up her addictions, take up exercise and mindfulness, nurture her needs, and then suddenly be transformed into a healthy person again. But that's not reality. I want to control something that frightens me, but I can't do anything about it because I'm not in control of anyone but myself. I want to help my friend, but she's not interested in being helped. She's actually told me so a dozen times at least in the past couple years. So today, I, Mark Chernoff, let go. Not let go as in let her go, I let go, as in I stopped trying to control, stopped trying to change her life, and instead took a deep breath and accepted her for exactly who she is. And guess what? Who she is a blessing. Who she is something so ridiculously special and unique that I have had a hard time expressing it. She's hilarious and passionate and compassionate and wise and wild and thoughtful and loyal, and I did mention wild, didn't I? I let go and I accepted her whole truth, and only then could I actually enjoy all of her, instead of worrying about losing her or changing her ways daily. And this I've learned in the best way to be in all walks of life. You can stop trying to change people and just let go and dissolve in their presence. Just notice who they really are. Just appreciate every quirk and every little remark that they do. You can stop complaining about your life circumstances, about your losses, about how the world is, and just let go and love what is today. Just be. Just accept. Just appreciate. Here's what you gain when you do the things that I just mentioned. You fall in love with the people who they really are. It's okay to disagree with the thoughts or opinions expressed by others that you love, but that doesn't give you the right to deny any sense that they might make, nor does it give you the right because of their poorly expressing their beliefs just because you don't like what they're saying. Learn to recognize interesting perspective, lifestyles, and opinions, even if it means overcoming your pride and opening your mind beyond what is most comfortable for you. Truth be told, we don't know most people half as well as we believe we do, and truly knowing someone is a big part of what makes them the amazing people that they are. Love is about letting those who we care for be unapologetic themselves and not distorting them to fit their own egotistical ideas of who we think we should be. Number 2, you grow beyond everyone's perpetual misunderstandings. How often have you been misunderstood? How often has the direction of your life been shaped by such misunderstandings? Think about it. How many opportunities have you been denied, or, for that matter, been granted because someone failed to understand you completely? How many friends have you lost, and how many have you gained because they saw a glimpse of some part of your personality that shone through for only a short time and under circumstances that could have been reproduced on a regular basis? How often has your life been driven by misunderstandings and illusions? Like someone seeing mirages of water shimmering in the far bend of the highway and then vanishing moments later. And how often have these misunderstandings and illusions disappointed you or stressed you out because you thought you couldn't control the way everyone sees you? The truth is, people will see what they want to see, whether you worry about it or not. It's time to letting go of trying to control how everyone perceives you. It's time to just do the best that you can. Number 3 is you get to enjoy the peace that's already within you. The Greek philosopher Epictetus said, it's perfectly more than 2,000 years ago. People are disturbed, not by things, what happens to them, but by the principles and opinions that they form concerning those things. When we are hindered, or disturbed, or grieved, let us never attribute to others, but to ourselves. That is, to our own principles and our own opinions. Modern behavioral sciences agrees to American psychologist Albert Ellis has proven that how people react to events is determined predominantly by their view of the events, not the events themselves. Realize that somewhere within all of us there does exist a supreme self who is eternally at peace. Because of that inner peace does not depend on external conditions. It's what remains when you surrender your ego and your worries. The need for something to be different in the moment is nothing more than an egotistic worry, and worries like this is simply lead you in circles. Peace of mind arrives any place, any time. The moment you come to peace with what's going on in your mind, it happens when you let go the need for things to be different than they really are. Number 4, you learn more about life, how life really works. When you attempt to control the uncontrollable, you automatically block yourself from the truth. You resist how everything works rather than learning about it. So here's a simple challenge for you. Instead of trying to make things work exactly the way you want them to work, Just watch them work out by themselves today. I bet you've learned much more about human nature and their inner workings of the world. As you see things working without you controlling them, the way you see them will gradually change, because you will gradually change. You will begin to understand the things that little different than you wanted them to be, and that's perfectly okay. Number 5, you experience more than life's pleasant surprises. Would you really want to be 100% control of everything and know your future every step of the way? Of course not. If you're thinking yes, think again. Not knowing is one of the greatest gifts of life. Life is so full of unpredictable beauty and magnificent surprises. And sometimes the sudden unexpected arrival of beauty is almost too much to handle. Do you know that feeling when something is just too beautiful? When someone randomly says or something, or writes something, or plays some tune that moves you to the point of tears. Do you really want to miss out on the feeling for those particular items for the rest of your life? Number 6, you free your mind from needless worries. No matter what happens, no matter the world outcome or the outcome itself, the sun will rise and the sun will set. The world around you is going to spin one way or another, so why not allow the universe to bless you in the surprising, joyful ways? Think about this. What if instead of pushing so hard to make life happen every second, you decided to let go a little and allow life to happen for you sometimes? What if, instead of trying to be constant control, you simply surrender to control to something bigger than yourself, like God? What if, instead of working so hard to figure out every last answer, you allowed yourself to be guided to the solution in perfect timing? And what if there is no solution needed at all? Number 7, you get more for what you want by doing less. If you wanted to control your animals, give them a larger pasture. This is a quote I heard at a meditation retreat several years ago in a group discussion focused on the power of changing your thoughts. I see the animals and their larger pasturage as a form of letting go and allowing things to be the way they are, instead of trying to tightly control something. You're loosening up. Giving it more space, a larger pasture, is always nice. The animals will be happier, they will roam around and do what they naturally do, and yet your needs will also be met. You will have more space to be at your peace with the way the animals are. This is the same philosophy that holds true for many aspects of life. Stepping back and allowing certain things to happen means these things will take care of themselves, and your needs will also be met. You will have less stress and less to do, and more time and energy to work on the things that truly matter, the things you actually can control, like your attitude about everything. Angel and I discussed this in detail in the Simplicity chapter of 1,000 Little Things Happy, Successful People Do Differently in another book. Just Google 1,000 Little Things Happy, Successful People Do Differently. Here are Mark's afterthoughts. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The mind is your battleground. It's the place where the greatest conflict resides. It's where half of the things you thought were going to happen never did happen. It's where your expectations always get the best of you. It's where you fall victim to your cravings to control the uncontrollable. And if you allow those thoughts and those cravings to dwell in your mind, they will succeed in robbing you of your peace, joy, and ultimately your life. You will think yourself into a nervous breakdown, into depression, and into defeat. Truthfully, there's so much about life that you cannot control. It makes no sense to waste your energy on things that and then neglect everything you can control. You can decide how to spend your time, whom you socialize with, whom you share your life with, money and energy with. You can choose to love and appreciate the people in your life for exactly who they are. You can choose how you're going to respond to surprises and disappointments when they arise, and whether you will see them as curses or opportunities for emotional growth. And most importantly, you can choose to let go of the control and adjust your attitude in an instant, which dictates pretty much everything else. Now, your turn. In what area of your life do you need to loosen up and let go of control? What worries you most about anything? Leave a text at 631-599-0218 or call me at 844-405-HELP and let me know what your thoughts and insights are. Again, this was by Mark Chernoff, and I hope you enjoyed this segment. I can't wait for the next segment to come up so very soon, and may you have a great day, and hopefully you have a great afternoon and a perfect sober life, and may God bless you.